right now, maybe like 45 minutes or so, but I thought I'd pop in and say hi since I'm, you know, in the area and all. And before I left, I finished my giant lore immersion, as it turned out. I was over just kind of helping Dawn get some of the updates he needed. It was just, I think he was looking for a giant finger. Weirdly, I already had the finger, but I didn't have anything else, so I'm gonna escape over to the docks just to get over there quicker. And I think I may go explore just a little bit of here, just to pop in, see, see what's what over there at the moment. I don't really have any big plans over there, and I certainly don't want to start the quests over there yet. But I do think I'll just kind of check out the situation, if that makes sense. Hopefully everyone is doing well today so far. I don't have a whole lot of room in my bags at the moment. Let's see if I have anything here that I want to just turn in real quick or anything. It doesn't really look like it. I will want to go kill those dead river nuts at some point, and always mend, Come here and mend or mend. It just makes sense. And I'm gonna check and see if I have anything I want to sell real quick. Just clear a little room in little bags. I do. I have a couple pieces of giant meat, if nothing else. It's kind of a strange thing. You're like, I've mentioned canine saliva before, or all the various salivas that you end up getting, scanned, which I think is very strange. But then also getting the giant meat seems weird, right? So, like, I can understand a lot of animal meat you might want to grab, but I really don't understand giant meat. Because are we eating it? It feels like it's a little bit too close to human, right? Oh, Garrett is asking, would anyone happen to know what this is? And he's linked a wrinkled enchanted page. That is definitely from, I think that's from, I say definitely, that's from the books. So this is probably from Stormhold. In fact, since Calthea is here, it's a good question. As to that, do you remember what the raindrop is from Quartermaster Burlington used to be used for? I was thinking they were related to pollinated at one point. So I went over to the Nick Forest dogs and realized, no, actually the ferret is on the Thundering Steps dogs. Alright, so they are still colorful to me here, but they're green. They're colorful, but they're not all that colorful, right? Now I feel like, yeah, alright, so I do not want to pick up the quests right now. But maybe this one. I mean, I know, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm resisting that urge right now, but I am gonna come and grab this because it's a shiny, for the collection. And I like that, so I'm gonna grab it. And I'll grab some of these, pages that are often flying around for their own yarn. There should be a sconce in this area. This one isn't the sconce. This one's going to be the plant. There's a sconce in a little passageway. You know, I say a sconce. That can't be. Surely that's not right. That doesn't make it. It's like a torch or something, right? Like a stand-up torch. Yeah, this. One of these guys right here. I'm sitting here like, it doesn't make any sense for it to be a sconce in the middle of a tunnel. A torch. Torch is the one. Got it. I do have some quests here that I've already gotten, and primarily it's like city bits. Also, I have to kill the bouncers here for the Stein of Moggok. The Stein of Moggok quest is so short for a heritage quest. You just have to come and kill these bouncers, and then craft your Stein, and then you just go turn that back into Rumdom. That's all I recall being the case there. It's ridiculously easy. Tafia says she does not remember the raindrop coins being used for anything. I don't know why I was thinking it was related to Fallen Gate. And it doesn't make a lot of sense because clearly Fallen Gate is on the opposite side from Stormhold. Why would they be related? But I don't know, just something in my mind says I feel like they were related at one time to Fallen Gate. Maybe not. Maybe not. If anybody knows the answer to that, go ahead and let me know. I would be very interested. We just test a little theory here. Examine this one, and it says it's trivial for me to fish the hatched fish. I do think that maybe because I'm currently maxed out with the amount that my harvesting skills can go. Hello again, Mr. Jelly, how you doing? But I think that's the case. The thing that Garrigan was asking about, I don't remember them being used for anything specifically. They may have been, but I can't recall it, so got a couple of hours to kill. I don't have very long right now, but I'll be coming back on later on. I think right now I've got maybe like another 35 minutes. So I don't know. So what are you up to? Yeah, I don't really want to fight the through triple heroics, so I think I'll just kind of run over here, do a little feign death, call it a day for that group. Now those satyrs and stuff can drop a variety of good pages for some of these collections over there. And there's one of the bouncers that I need. I can't get any of the bouncers right now because I am not high enough level to be able to get them by myself. I'll see if anybody else is. If anybody else is interested in some bouncer activity going on here. Doing some harvesting and thundering steps, so that's exciting. I was doing a little harvesting in Enchanted Lands earlier today, and then a little bit in Rivervale, and now I've made my way over to the Ferret to do a little exploration slash harvesting slash grabbing collections and collection pieces, you know? So I've been reading a book called Siddhartha. It's a short little book. It's pretty much kind of philosophy more than anything else. Looks like we got an ad starting in 2 seconds. But it's interesting. I think that a young person would benefit from it. Looks like a book. That's good. You might need to refresh your Twitch screen. I don't know if my message will come through or not, but the screen itself, I'm having to refresh it on my end of things. Don't know if you guys need to refresh yours or not. Alright, where were we? You're alright. You know what? I should go grab this. Makes it easier for me to pay attention to what I'm doing whenever I have it clicked on the map. Because that way when I go make these circuitous routes to die a little bit less, I can easily find where I was. So, that's where I'm at with that. Looks like we've got a bit of an ad break still going on for the next 54 seconds, of course. However, here is the piece of grass I'm looking for to get me that piece of Garrow's West. I don't want to go over there. This place is rough to harvest on simply because there's so much aggro everywhere. Ah, it's better now? Excellent. Yeah, I thought it was messing up. It looked like, from my end, that it was doing something odd. Here we have another bit of attackers on the heroic side of things. I don't think I'm going to stop and mess with them. I'm going to just run them off, and then pop back on for this pitcher plant here. Then we have this lovely putrid arbor ornaments. I'm telling you, it's strange when I get these. I don't know if it's an error with. It must be an error with the upload because it seems to be okay from the OBS side. Like if I go click on it, it looks perfectly fine. But on the Twitch side of things, it does some weird stuff sometimes. Do I know if there's a way to reset your clean fate spell? Ooh. So there used to be. I don't know if that's available on this server or not right now. Let me see if I can find some information about it. know what? I will actually ask Calthea. She's been doing a bunch on this server as well. And then I'll also check, see if I can find that in here. It'll take me just a second. Okay, so Calthea thinks you can. I'm not sure. If you're able to do it, then I would say to go try checking it out at the Ironforge Exchange in North Fayport. If it's going to be anywhere, then I would give that a shot. And then, of course, you can also try Alfred Ironforge on the docks there at Kino's Harbor. But I think I would go to the Ironforge Exchange and check around in there. I don't know if it's going to be available on this server. Okay, so she's saying, I don't know, we're just asking chat. Yeah. That's a great idea. Occasionally, they answer things. Huh. I've had a lot of things I've said, none of which are the ones I want to say right now. But I'll just ask essentially the same question here. All right. Oh, what? Did I get this? I don't know. Don't know. Yeah, I'll run off without it. It's this picture plant right here. We'll see. Okay, so I must have already gotten that one. What the whole screen crashed. Yeah, let's try this again. Craziness. Alright, then we've got another one over this direction we want to pick up. I just figure while I'm here, I may as well grab the pages that are here in there. Oh yeah, no problem. Now, if somebody says you can't do it, yeah, right. I mean, like I said, I would give it a shot just in case. Check at the Ironforge Exchange, and then go talk to Alfred Ironforge on Kino's Harbor if that doesn't work. I know that you've been able to reset your trade skill profession for a very long time, but I don't know when that started. And if you do, it'll reset you, I think, to level 9. Oh no, more dragonflies. I'm telling you, the things in the air, man, just kill me. I mean, quite literally in the game. Kill Copernicus anyway. They don't kill me, I suppose, literally. That's going a bit far. I'm gonna just do this, and let him go back, and then get this picture front. So the next one on this list is going to be up here. By way of the animal game, of course. That animal bin over there is just going to do without being gathered to go. Soon enough, I'm going to need some level 40s gear teammates, and you need some of the armor, and it's always nice to have the rares for making the spells as well. So I'll need to gather a good bit in this tier. Oh yeah, definitely some. It's a shame. Let's just do a little bit of running for a little second here. When you haven't done anything to hurt the person that's attacking you, then you don't need to click call for help. It's only if you have engaged with the encounter that you call for help when you're running from something. What that does is it makes your run speed out of combat run speed, and also makes your combat and power regen out of combat power and health regen rates. So if you are running from something and you have aggroed it, be sure to click that call for help button. It's this little club with the exclamatory markings around it. You know, I think it's actually an exclamation point. Weirdly shaped, weirdly stylized, I guess. I'm not really sure what it's intended to be, but looks to me kind of like a club with a ball on it. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be, though. Mr. Jelly, let me know if you find anything out about that recently, the trade skill profession. found out from EverQuest 2 this morning that the highest you can harvest in Antonica and on that tier while still getting your harvesting spells up is 95 seal. Past that, you don't get any updates. So, good information. But, Mr. Jelly, if you're unable to switch ultimately to a different trade skill profession, then hey, it's easy enough to just make a new crafter, right? Or for whatever the crafting that intended to was. Yeah, I don't want to go to the obelisk of lost souls. This one is always uphill. This obelisk. Ah, this is terrible. I'm gonna come over here and feign. Let that all run off, because that is just not a good deal. Now, my feign lasts for a maximum of 30 seconds. If you're feigned death and you don't want to wait for it to wear off, which in some cases it can take a very long time to wear off, this one is pretty quick. But if you want to get up early, you just press the X button on your keyboard. And that'll pop you right back up. Personally, I'm going to wait for my health to get a little better before I do that. This is where it comes in handy to have a little bit of totems going, which I don't have. In fact, I don't have any on me. So say as I, do as I say, not as I do in this regard. But it does help because then you can recover a little faster, and then when you pop up, you're not quite as dead as you would otherwise be. Saw a page over here, and I want it. I don't think that I can get it without alerting these Velosian legions, so it's a shame. It's alright, I probably could wait on it and get it, if I did that, if I waited for them to walk away. But it's not really that important. I'm not really necessarily on this great quest to do this zone yet. Just happy I managed to ask you a question you didn't know the answer. Yeah, I don't always know answers, I know I've been playing a long time, but strangely, I don't know quite everything. Yeah, and of course, being as how I have only been playing a little while on this server, there's some things that were true for the time period that this game is set that aren't necessarily true on this server. And some things that have come from live over to here, that shouldn't be true yet that are. So it's difficult to know exactly where we stand on that without just doing some experimentation, Alright, we got another shiny over there that I don't want to waste that skeleton for, so I'm just going to let him go on by. He has a friend along with him, too. And then he's going to come over to me, which is just not, it's not very friendly behavior at all. Oh, man. And then look what I did. Just ran right into everything. That's okay. We'll just keep going and then probably feign in a second. Yeah, feign right now. and more putrid arbor by the second. All this 17th. You know, the woodworkers and carpenters should be thrilled. Oh, looks like an ad just started. I didn't notice it coming up. I didn't get to warn you guys. Well, the ones of you who are being accosted with the ads right now anyway. I guess the ones who are still here at this point aren't being accosted by the ads, so there's that. Kind of interesting. Oh, what's this we've got? Oh, the Society of Parsing. I've always wondered what those do. Never found an answer. Like, I remember hanging on to them. There's like, there are other letters of the alphabet. So Calthea says those are just bits of lore, I suppose. But, you know, it felt like they would be, I don't know, it felt like they would be involved in some quest, or maybe that they were once intended for a quest that just never came into play. I don't know. There are quite a number of them that don't. I agree with that. I used to keep them when I first started getting those. I feel like they only drop in the ruins of Barsoon. Could be wrong, but I think so. And man, I kept them for a long time in my bank on my original main character. And I just always thought, man, surely this is gonna come into play at some point. But no, never did. I always thought, well, maybe it's something that they intend to add, or that they had initially intended to add, and then I guess changed the meaning. I feel like there might be a good bit of that going on there. There's some things that just was partially implemented, and then they decided not to make it a quest. Now, at this part of the game, you still have the suburbs and all that stuff going on. And when they get rid of the suburbs, it's like, I don't know, that might have been like 2013, somewhere in there. And when they did, they got rid of a lot of quests that had been in the game. It was actually very odd. Because I had been on some of the quests when they got rid of them, and they just, basically marked them as complete, and then those quests were gone. It was really unusual, but I thought that was unfortunate. And they also moved some of the quest givers around, and I remember it was at that point that Mushka got moved. I cannot remember where she had been. I feel like she might have been at the crossroads, and then she got moved to in front of the Freeport entrance, but I could be wrong on that location. It's been a while. I think I already got this one earlier. And this is no help, because if you harvested these from the collectible area, then you can harvest them again, but they're no trade, no value. So that pretty much would be pointless for you to harvest again unless you just... Oof, that's too bad. Could I get an imbued opal ring of stamina made? I got an opal already. Yeah, wish I could make it then. Alright, that puts me over here. I do want to go and grab these before I go with those. So I'm already out here in the middle of nowhere. Running into trees and such. And aggroing horrible, horrible creatures of doom and despair. It's not going great over here. Okay, we're gonna do this. And that way, in a second, when I pop up, I can get fed by this Thulian Cinnabite. And company. It'd be fun. But I'm gonna get a little bit of healing going on first. Now what's funny is, he says, I see you have recently perished, and I'm wondering if he means, you know, feign death, or if he means the real perishing that happened only moments ago. I think I can probably escape from these guys. Looks like I actually but already have. All is well. Got a little distance between me and most folks. But, you know, hey, there's an animal den, so can't miss out on that, of course. And with an overgrown bed of insect underneath, man. I could be a fool. Let's see, we have a bit more running to go before we get anything very useful. Now, of note, there are often a number of book pages right around this where it says Thulian Skaters here, on this side of the river and on this side of the river both. Oh hell, I should definitely go check on this too while I'm in the area. It would be a good idea. So it's right after you come through the river at that choke point that you can see normally a good number, like at least 2 or 3 book pages floating out. That's a problem. Let's do a little more running if possible. This is the problem with the spirit. That's why I don't like to be here. Because in most areas, I can turn off foliage and be good to go. But in this place, I can't turn off these plants that are all over the place. I have to just try to not die the old-fashioned way. That is not always super easy. Aha! This is here. Very good, very good. Okay. So this is a Druzaic Shrine for words of true magic. That is the language for learning Druzaic. So, you want to come and inspect that if you see it. It says, this shrine is made of an odd material and is covered with brilliant runes. It hums in a hypnotic rhythm, almost forcing you into a trance. Now I'm hearing the hum, but I'm not getting the hypnotic rhythm part of it. It's not almost forcing me into a trance. Maybe an epileptic seizure or something, but not a trance. Study the arcane runes. The runes are like none you've ever seen in an even tone. They are made up of complex shapes and symbols. As you gaze at them, you are overtaken by their brilliance, and for an instant make out the word Wulcob. You get a vision of other shrines like this one, and you're left with a sense of discovery. Alright, let's exit, and then let's get away from the not at all hypnotic hum. Ah, I feel better already. Alright. A little bit of invis goes a long way sometimes, even though this invis is technically stealth. It pleases Garrison to see that I've recently perished, because it's me in my natural habitat, somewhat dead. Alright, let's see here. Oh yes, we need the one right over there. It's a little plant. For some reason I was thinking it was on the plants over there, so it's a good thing to have this. Here we are. And then I don't think that I've gotten these guys, and they're a little trickier just because of all of the aggro stuff hanging out around them. But it's not too bad. One is worse than the others. I think I can probably get it without causing too much trouble. It's gonna be, I think this one. It's gonna be the problem really. And it's because it's inside one of these areas here. But as luck would have it, nothing is really up close by. Convenient. Now, got all that kind of thing from over here. The only other ones that we need are going to be on this other side. And in fact, because Garrison is wanting me to make him a ring, I better pop over there and do that. I think I'll throw my buffs back on real quick, just for fun first. Should be safe right here. Famous last words, right? Oops, all caps is fun too. So you want an imbued opal ring of stem. I should be able to do that. Throw on the crafting gear. And I may as well unload everything in one thing. Alright, that all done. Back over here. And make this, let's see, it was a impute opal ring of stem. So opal ring of stem. Oh well, haha. Have to make regular, plain Jane opal ring first, of course. little bit over, and then begin crafting. I just upgraded my crafting bar this morning because I made level 40 jewelry last night, and I had not yet fixed my hotbars. My hotkeys on the hotbar, I should say. So I had to update the progress increase line over here, the bottom row. And then he wanted stamina. Specifically, try to get this up a little bit better so that I'm not in danger of losing the full bar to it. Incoming ad break in 57 seconds, according to my screen over there. And I will have to get out of here for a little bit in a moment as well, because it looks like the time has come for me to accomplish the things in real life. But first, get my ring. Huh. Odd. Cool, he says. I wonder what the odd part is. The shop. I don't know. I finished Know Your Giants. And I don't know if I've read it to you guys or not, so let's do that real quick before I go. Alright. Know Your Giants by Pearl Honeywine. Being an exhaustive study into the history and habitat of Marathian giants. Sweet and sour, up and down, left and right, fire and ice. What do these pairs of words have in common? They are opposites, and some opposites have more in common than one might first imagine. First, a discussion of the fire giant, or Clonebrar. They are one of the more magically adept giant types on Norath, although they are also one of the fiercest and brutal giant races. It is said that they are titanic versions of the barbaric tribes that existed during the Age of Blood. Fire giants are often skilled in metalwork and smithing. As they live in some of the most inhospitable areas of the world, they are able to handle the hottest materials without damage to themselves. In part due to their environment, fire giants do not need to wear much in the way of armor. But if they are armored, it is of a design that no other being could make. With their high resistance to magical forces, fire giants must be addressed directly. If one is attempting to negotiate with a fire giant, people are warned that they have a very suspicious nature and have in the past mistaken friendly advances for aggressive behavior. Second, a discussion of the ice giant. As ice is the opposite of fire, so the ice giant is often considered the reverse of the fire giant. This assessment is true on certain levels. Some common characteristics both giants share include their height and mass, as well as their temperature extremes in which both giants dwell. The similarity ends there between these two massive beings. Ice giants, or chromies, were once frost giants, such as one might have encountered in the land of Velius. However, during the Elder Age, when all the children of Relosek earned the hatred of the gods of the plane of Earth, the frost giants suffered a terrible fate, one they had brought upon themselves. While many frost giants had been driven out of their ancestral lands by a bitter inhospitable cold, those that foolishly remained were slowly changed from beings of flesh to beings of ice. The very blood of their veins turned to freezing water while their skin transformed into ice. Their minds, tormented by the changes of their bodies, gradually lost the ability to see reason and to build with mindless fury. The ice giant is a formidable opponent. As with fire giants, ice giants have a natural immunity to attempts to magically defeat them. It is necessary to use one's wits and to remain calm in battle. Remember, they are enraged, and the enraged do not think so clearly. This may prove the key to surviving an encounter with them. There are, of course, other giants throughout Norath besides fire and ice giants. Fell giants, for example, can still be found. They are not quite so imposing as their elementally challenged brethren, but they are still extremely tall. While fire giants are intelligent and ice giants mad, and is not madness simply uncontrollable intelligence, hill giants are generally considered crude, uncivilized, and stupid. Once, a hill giant called Hammertoe stomped through Nectalos with a dwarf who was hollering for help and generally appearing nonplussed, stuck between his toes. Hammertoe was oblivious to the thrashing of the dwarf, who remained wedged tight until the thoughtless giant stopped while crossing the river. As Hammertoe wiggled his toes in the cool stream, the dwarf worked his way free and made it to the surface. I hope this information provides you with enough basic information about giants that you will be able to learn more about them on your own. While they can often be seen from a distance, it is only by getting up close that one will learn more about these titanic beings. Alright, so now you too know all about the giants of Norad. And before I run off, actually, I'm going to pop out and then hop into my house to dump this book into my house, because otherwise I'm going to completely forget to do so and be sad later whenever it's taking up room in my bags in the future, which, that's how it goes with me. If I don't do things when I think of them, they just completely slip my mind. It can take seconds and it's gone. I already have this book in here, so I suppose I shall destroy this copy of it and throw that trophy on the wall. At some point, I think I'll come into my house and show you guys some of the different options that are available to do with your house. Like, if you right-click and customize, you can choose some different things here. You've got coarse willow wood, traditional oak, and opulent elder. And it is different prices to have your house done in different types of wood. So, there you go. And Gergam says, should we get in group voice? I'll tell him I'm about to leave for a bit, but maybe when I get back. Alright, folks, I better take off. If you haven't followed me yet, go ahead and follow me so that you can see whenever I go live. You have to turn on the notifications. It's been a pleasure streaming with you guys, and hopefully I will get to talk to you all and stream some more later. For now, I'm taking off. I'll see you next time I see you. Bye-bye.